Hi, seventh graders. We are talking today about your academic planning for eighth grade, which I know seems super early after such a crazy year that we've had already. But it is that time, and we want to make sure that we go through everything with you because there are some differences in eighth grade from seventh grade. So hopefully you're able to watch this and pick up on all the different things to think about. So we know you've been through this before. So we're going to go a little bit quickly and you'll have some time for questions and such at the end. But you're old pros, so you should be able to catch on pretty quick. So just as a reminder, the Sylvania Schools website is where you can find anything you can possibly need. The Timberstone page is linked right there. Access to PowerSchool. There's also now access to Schoology, but you guys have that fancy dashboard that has everything you could possibly need on it too. We're also on Facebook and Twitter, so you can get on there and get some updates on what's happening here at Timberstone. Pack leader information. So in eighth grade, you have the honor of being a pack leader. This has definitely looked different this year in 2020. So in a typical year, what things that you guys would do would be help us at the sixth grade orientation day, which is one of the biggest jobs for pack leaders. You guys come in on that sixth grade day and help lead those groups. What that will look like next year, I'm not sure, but we will use you guys definitely somehow. But there is an application that goes with this role because we do want to make sure that you are good role models for the younger kids in the building and for your peers in eighth grade. So make sure that you, if you're interested, you get a hold of that packet, the pack leader packet that includes the application, a behavior contract, and a teacher evaluation form. So those are all due by March 26th. Plenty of time to get that done. The application does not involve a novel. You don't have to write a giant essay or anything. It just asks a couple questions about why you want to be a pack leader and what you think you could give back to your school. It's a really great opportunity, especially if you're looking for a first-time chance to be a leader in the building. This would be a great way to get that started. And if you just like to work with other kids, it's fun. Program of Studies is a fantastic resource for all of you. We will post this to the seventh grade counseling group on Schoology, so make sure to check that out. We will also have it on the Timberstone webpage, so you can look for it there. This is for all the options that you have. All the descriptions are there, so you'll be able to look up a class. If you're wondering what you do in eighth grade art, the description is there, so you can look and see what you would do. You do have more options in eighth grade than you did in seventh grade, so you might be curious what will be happening in those classes. So this is a great place to look. Required classes for eighth graders. You will be taking an English class. You will be taking Math 1, 2, or Honors Math. There's also Honors Algebra 1, and those are definitely recommended for you. Any of the honors classes are going to be recommended for you. Science or honors science, and then social studies or honors social studies. You will have a rotation. The first half of your eighth grade year will be physical education, and then second semester you'll have STEM and info tech. Similar to seventh grade, it's just flip-flop the order. As an eighth grader, you can only take 3 honors courses, so keep that in mind. So you could choose to take English, math, and social studies, but if you were recommended for that honors science, you would not be able to pick that one. So if you do have a recommendation for all 4 honors, you'll have to only pick 3. Now, if you are recommended for an honors class, you are not forced to take that. So that is up to you and to your parents to decide what you would like to do. If you didn't receive a recommendation for an honors class that you would like, I would say definitely talk to your current teacher, and they will help you understand how they made their recommendations, and maybe reconsider by the end of the year, because that does sometimes happen. Reminder again, you can only take 3 honors classes as an 8th grader. So here are your elective options. There are a ton more, okay? So you do have the option of a full year of art, a full year of band or choir or orchestra. Musical theater is a new one as 8th graders. If you like to sing and you like to dance and you like to act, this would be a good one for you. We have reading class, so you can choose to take reading, or it may be recommended for you. So just keep that in mind. If you are recommended to take reading, that is based off of data that your teacher has collected, and you will have to take reading as one of your electives. You also have the option of a full year language course next year. We have French and Spanish in the building, and German is also offered to our students, but that is at Southview. So you will have to go there at 7:35 when they start in the morning, and then we have a bus that brings you back. You'd have to find a ride to Southview in the morning, whether you have an older sibling that goes, you can ride with them, or sometimes students can hop on the high school bus that goes through the neighborhood. So just if you're considering German, make sure you have that conversation with your adults at home just to determine if you'd be able to get there by 7:35 in the morning. Okay. You will pick 2 of these electives. If you remember, we have 7 class periods. So we have 5 classes that are already filled with your cores and then your PE rotation. So you'll be able to pick 2 of these. Again, if your reading class was recommended for you, you will need to take that as one of your 2. We like to go over this again because this comes up every year where students forget that these 4 classes count for high school credit. It's important for you to understand what this means. These classes are starting your high school grade point average. They will follow you to high school. So if you are not doing well in honors algebra, French, Spanish, or German, that is going to go with you to the high school. So you're going to start, let's say you got a D all year in French, you're going to start your high school career with a 1.0 grade point average. I know many of you now don't care so much about your GPA because in junior high it's not used as often, but in high school that is what helps you get into the colleges of your choice, helps you get scholarships, all different types of things. So you make sure that if you're going to take one of these 4 courses, or maybe 2 of these 4 courses, then you really keep them as a priority because these are going with you to the high school. We cannot stress that enough. Okay. Remember too, since they are high school classes, we do have to follow the high school add drop policies. Basically what that means is that within the first 10 days, you have to decide whether or not this is a good fit for you. So if you get in Spanish and you just feel like you're over your head, then let us know within that first 10 days and we can move you into something else without any problem. Okay. So again, please, please, please remember that this starts your high school grade point average. And remember too that German is only offered at Southview. Okay, so you probably remember the screen. When Mrs. Robbins and I turn this on, you'll have access to it, and you will log into PowerSchool, click on class registration on the left-hand side, and it will open the screen where you have your required classes will be in there for you already, and your PE, STEM, and tech rotations will be there already because everybody takes that. And you'll see over on the right-hand side, there is a little pencil box. That is where we get started. The green check mark means that it is complete, that you've filled the requirements for that category. And the red exclamation point means you haven't quite done that yet. So once you get logged in, make sure you find that class registration tab over on the left, and you can get rolling. So Make sure that you go in to each category. So you'll start with your math. You go in there and choose your math class. You do have to choose the one that is recommended for you. You will not be able to pick something else. If you are taking algebra, remember that that is a high school class, so it's split into semesters. So you'll have to pick semester 1 and semester 2 for algebra, okay? And again, if you're not happy with that recommendation, make sure that you talk to your current math teacher. Same thing for the other classes, English, science, and social studies. If you do have a concern about your recommendation, you'll have to talk to your current teacher about that. Okay, so you'll be able to go in and choose your electives. If you are choosing a language, because those are high school classes, again, you will choose both semesters, semester 1 and semester 2. They just set their classes up differently than we do, so it's in there twice instead of just the one time. So make sure you have the 2 semesters or the 2 elective classes that you want to take, and then all of your core classes are chosen as well. Okay, once you see that, you'll see that green check mark to the far right. Okay. To finish up, when you're all done and you've picked everything and you see all your green check marks, you will click submit at the bottom right-hand corner. When we are in class together, we're going to have you print these, and you will print it on the back of your registration sheet. That has a lot of information on it for your parent or guardian at home. And these will be turned into your phys ed teacher by February 4th, Thursday, February 4th, okay? So make sure that you take this home and you go over it with your adults at home, and they are aware that you're signing up for a high school class, whether that's algebra, French, Spanish, or German. Make sure you have that conversation with your parents about that. And if you're planning to take German, make sure you talk to them about the getting a ride to school business, because we need to make sure you can get there. Okay, so you can go ahead and log into PowerSchool, and you should find that class registration button on the far left side and be ready to roll. Let us know if you have any questions, okay? Once you're done, make sure to print and get a signature on your registration form and get it to us by February 4th. Let us know if you have any issues, okay? Talk to you later.